Hey, what's up? It's Haley and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and turn on post notifications so you never miss any of my posts. So today, I'm back with another story time, if you couldn't tell by the title. And this one is about my old college roommate. So, stick around. Okay, I'm going to start at the beginning. When I first got accepted into the university, I got an email to join this thing called Schools app, where you can connect with freshmen that are going to the same university as you. And you can find roommates, you can creep on anybody you want to creep on, and all that. So I downloaded the app in a search for a roommate because my best friend was also coming down here, but she was going to live in the dorms, and I wanted to live in an apartment because living in an apartment is a lot cheaper than living in the dorms. So I was looking for a roommate on the app, and this girl, for privacy's sakes, I'm going to call her H. She messaged me wanting to be my roommate. I started talking to her, and we hit it off, and later decided to be roommates. So we exchanged numbers, and she told me where she was going to live, and I applied to live there and put her as, like, my desired roommate. So that's where it all started. It was just a blast for the first few weeks. And then where I am, it is really, really hot. And so she liked to blast the air conditioning. In this apartment we were living in, electricity was not included, so we had to pay for our own electricity. And she was running the AC nonstop all the time. And because she ran it all the time, the highest electricity bill I had to pay was $200. And I've been living alone for 2 years now, and I've yet to have to pay over $100 again. So I had to pay $200 because the electricity was in my name, and she would just give me the money. So that was one thing that led to our falling out, was her always running the electricity and wasting my money because she wasn't paying for it herself. Her family was paying it. So that was something else. And anyways, so that was happening, and then at the same time, like within the first few weeks, her and her boyfriend broke up, which led to her getting Tinder. And that led to her having guys over every night, different guys too. And they would spend the night, which means that she would sleep throughout the entire day. And I wake up at 8 a.m. because I am a morning person. So when I had a roommate who slept throughout the entire day, that was difficult. So I had to be quiet from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. because she was sleeping the entire day. And I'm a nice person who doesn't like waking up people when they're sleeping. So that was happening. One of her Tinder dates was this guy that I knew from back home, and she pretty much just invited him over to smoke weed. She had her medical card to smoke it, and she asked me, she was like, can I smoke weed in her bedroom? Because it was a 2-bedroom apartment, so I had mine, there was a living room, and then there was hers, like, over here. And so I was like, okay, yeah, like, if it's just in your room, that's cool, but, like, open up some windows. And I came home a few hours later from hanging out with a friend, and no window was open. The entire apartment smelled like weed, and I don't smoke weed, I don't do drugs, I don't do anything like that. And so the apartment smelled like weed, and when, like, I called her out on that, she was like, I mean, you gave me permission, and, like, whatever. And it's like, well, I did say, open the window, please. She was also here without a car. And I had a car because my family lives 4 hours away and I needed a car. And so she would use me for rides, like, to the airport when she was going home, like, every 2 weeks. And, like, to go get groceries and just all that, she would use me for rides. And, like, a few nights when she was, like, out drinking with her friends or whatever, I would come through and, be really nice. Like, this one time her and her friend came over and they were wasted, and so I proceeded, and so, like, me being the nice roommate, I gave them water, gave them a pillow, blankets, you know, everything. They were sleeping, so I was a good roommate. And then one night we went out to party because this is college. College people party, if you don't know. So we went out. There were no good parties. So I went home. And we had left her keys, like, outside, like, right outside of our apartment in the corner so no one would steal them. And she knew exactly where I left them. But that didn't matter. I fell asleep at, like, 11:30, and she texted me at midnight saying, hey, can you come open the door? And, like, I was asleep. I wasn't in the mood to come open the door because I was already mad that night from not being able to, like, party or anything. And so I just went back to sleep. And 2 hours later at 2 a.m., she had some friends from back home here in Arizona with us, and they were over at, like, our apartment. And she had her bedroom door wide open, and the walls are very, very thin. And my door was shut, obviously, because I was sleeping. And they were being so loud that it woke me up. It takes a lot to wake me up. And they were being so loud that it woke me up. So I very politely texted her, and I said, hey, listen, can you and your friends please be quiet? I'm trying to sleep. And she got so mad at me about this that she was like, you never apologize, you never do anything, like, I want to live, like, this is college, I want to live like I'm in college and not like I'm living with my mom. It was 2 a.m. I was trying to sleep. Like, anybody who was trying to sleep would ask them to be quiet. And, like, I called her out on the, electricity bill. I called her out on everything she ever did because she always woke me up. Because she would be out really late, have the guys over, like, it doesn't matter. She would always wake me up because she did not know how to shut doors quietly. She would slam them. And she blamed it on my room being closer to the front door. That's not how it works. I've shut the front door very quietly before. And so I called her out on everything she did. She blamed me. She's like, either you need to say sorry or I'm moving out tomorrow. And I didn't say sorry. I had nothing to say sorry for. And I have proof because I asked her a few hours later, what do you want me to say sorry for? And she said, nothing. And yet, I needed to say sorry or she was moving out. So, anyways, back to the 2 a.m. wake up. I tried to go back to sleep, and it was like 3 a.m., and I couldn't sleep. And so, me being the person I am, I got up, got dressed, grabbed my car keys, walked out of my bedroom, slammed that door, walked out the front door, slammed the front door, got in my car, and drove 2 hours to a different town, like, just because I needed to breathe. I stayed in that town for a little bit, drove back, got back at 8 a.m. when I knew she would be sleeping, and continued to slam every single door I could. Because I'm also a really petty person, and, like, you do me dirty, I'll do you dirty right back. So she moved into her friend's apartment within, like, the next few weeks. I owed her $20. It was literally $20. And she proceeded to threaten to steal things from me if I did not give her these $20. So I gave her the $20 and gave her that, and then I never really talked to her again. I ran into her once at the mailbox because she kept getting mail sent to me, and I don't want to deal with it. So I gave her all her mail back and all that, and that was the last time I ever saw her. But all I know is that, like, she ruined, like, my roommate experiences. She was the first roommate I ever had, and she ruined having roommates for me. I live alone now because I cannot risk dealing with that again. It was so stressful. And, like, when she moved out, she didn't want to talk to me herself. She made her mom talk to me. And her mom's more grown up and more professional, and so I felt more comfortable talking to her mom anyways than I did with H. Because H would overreact and say all these things that weren't true. She moved out. I lived alone for a good 2 months in that 2-bedroom apartment, which was a blast. I loved it. And then I got a new roommate, and the new roommate was really nice. But it was really expensive to live there as well. Otherwise, I would have kept her as a roommate. And so I just moved into my new place where I live alone, and I love it. So, yeah, that was my story time, my college roommate from hell. Simple as that. There are a few things that, like, I did. I will admit, like, I wasn't perfect in this situation, but, like, compared to what she did. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and turn on post notifications. Follow me on all my other social medias, which are going to be linked in the description box. And until next time, peace out.